Right.
Very good afternoon, Ganesh, Natarjan, coming to Hyderabad, participating in this HMA's conclave. I would like to know, in the challenges that management faces, what would be your take on preparing young managers to face some of the challenges?
No, it's a good question because my own belief is that the future is going to be a very different place from what people are used to. Two reasons. One is, of course, the all the geopolitical changes we are seeing and the changes in the country, in the world, that will put a lot of pulls on management because they will have to deal with new situations. Global, the walls are coming up. It's no longer a flat world. So I think that's an issue. The second is what I try and call technology pushes. See, today we've seen a very slow progress of digitalization in the world. But thanks to AI and generative AI, I think you will suddenly find quantum leaps are happening. So if people are not prepared, then either they will fall by the wayside or they will ignore these developments and find that they are being uncompetitive. So I think the combination of technology push and geopolitical pulls, I think that will create those challenges. And my own belief, which is what I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about even today in my HMA session, is the old style of management where connecting with people, connecting with technology, being a very curious manager, all that is going to be very important. Because if you think that you've evolved and you're sitting in the corner office of a large company, you can be obsolete within 2 years. So you have to
Okay.
keep refreshing yourself.
Now, how do you see role of AI in leadership? Will AI influence leadership, or leadership will be able to control and manage AI to the advantage
I
of
think
companies?
I think the second one is imperative, because if you leave AI alone, either it will not come anywhere near your organization, which means
Yeah.
you don't see the benefit. But if you just put in AI without understanding both the limitations and the influence of AI, you might create more damage to your organization. And I was in a discussion with Yuval Noah Harari in New York 2 months
Yeah.
back, and his point is, with the advent of what they call not just artificial intelligence, but AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, artificial super intelligence. So potentially AI can take over the functioning of your organization, can have its own biases, can lead you to wrong decisions. So if you look at AI as a good force for what we call predictive and prescriptive behavior, then you have to be careful that AI is not prescribing. The power of prediction is the power of AI. But being able to get actionable insights, looking at what AI throws at you, and then saying, how do I now use human intelligence to really make it happen? I think that's the future. We've actually crafted a term called dual intelligence.
Dual
That,
intelligence.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, successful organizations of the future will exhibit not only a higher evolved level of human intelligence, but also use AI for all its worth, but without letting AI control. So the dual intelligence is a very important, it's the whole concept of Vedantic duality. Okay, the
Yeah.
same thing applied to leadership and management.
Now, one of the things that we are increasingly going into is the technology dominance in the future. But at the same time, within the country, if you look at, there is some sort of revival of nationalism, the focus on what India was in the past, from Vedas, Vedic period to management and all that. Now, do you believe any of those things, wisdom from the past, can be, integrated with modern technology, and we could do something about it?
It's an amazing question, sir. And I am a strong believer that there is a lot of wisdom from the past, okay, not only from Hindu mythology, but also from our own previous generations and all the wisdom they had. But what I do not believe in that we should blindly say that, look, everything in the past has happened, so the future is going to be the same place. Because as somebody rightly said, if we keep doing the things we've always done, you will get the results you've always had. And in India, unfortunately, the results of economic growth have not been good. And even if, let's say, 2 years down the line, we become third largest GDP nation in the world, we are still very abysmally low on GDP per capita. So I
Yeah.
think, we have to look at how do you take the best. Like, I'm delighted that my friend Nandan Nilekani launched this whole UPI, because the whole digital India concept and the fact that payments are now completely done digitally is an amazing development. But can we take the same ideas, including AI, to education, to skills, to healthcare, to financial services? I think that will be the future. And I think a lot to learn from the past, especially in terms of the spiritual understanding of what change should be all about, but also a lot of reinvention of ourselves to be done for the future. So if we keep that healthy mix, I think we'll be successful as a nation.
What would be your advice to management schools, in terms of education, syllabi, and what they should be learning. What changes you would advocate so that they are better prepared to meet fast changing technology driven world?
No, I think it's important point because a lot of my colleagues in the industry say, oh, that the engineering colleges and the management schools are teaching outdated technology, outdated stuff. I don't agree with that. See, ultimately, what is education supposed to do? It's supposed to give you that conceptual underpinning. That if you understand a concept well, let's say if you understand software engineering, then no matter what the programming language is, you will be successful because you understand the fundamental principles. So my own belief is management schools should continue to focus on the core of management. At the same time, they should inculcate a sense of learning agility, that as new skills are required all the time, and as Harari says, every 15 years you'll be obsolete. So you've got to keep learning all the time, refreshing your knowledge. But the willingness, the ability, and the capacity to learn new things is going to be very important. So if management schools can build out that learning agility, can give a very core conceptual underpinning on the basis of which you can build skills, I think that would be the best thing that they should look at.
So one of the things that I found in my own interactions with students and colleges is a little bit of problem is with the faculty. Now, faculty is not willing to change in many places. Do you think that continuing medical education or continuing education has to be part of universities and colleges?
You absolutely. In fact, I would strongly encourage universities that look every 8 or 10 years, send the faculty member, irrespective of their discipline, to a refresher program somewhere. It may be an investment, but it's a worthwhile investment. I mean, if you look at my own career, I started doing mechanical engineering, then did my industrial engineering from NITI, which is now IIM Mumbai. After 10 years, I did my PhD in IIT Bombay. Then went on after another 10 years and did my advanced management from Harvard Business School. So every opportunity to sit back, reflect, and learn adds value to you. And my own career success, to whatever extent it's been because of that refreshment of knowledge that you have. And even today, I'm on the National Council of All India Management Association. The reason I'm here in HMA is not just to talk, but also to learn. And all the people I've met in the last 2 hours, very refreshing in terms of what people are doing. And I think that thirst for knowledge has to stay with people. And if, as you rightly said, if faculty members don't carry their own thirst of knowledge, what will they teach students? Because students always believe they know more than the faculty. Somebody was cynically telling me that the strength of some of our best management institutes is they recruit the best students and then do not interfere with their education. Now that's a joke, but that can't become reality. So the faculty member, like I said about artificial intelligence, has to be one step ahead of the student. And for that, tremendous amount of refresher learning is required.
Finally, the great advantage that India has in terms of demographic dividend.
Yes.
Now, unless we skill, will this advantage pass?
No, not only will it pass.
What exactly do you think we need to be doing now?
Not only that, sir, it will become a demographic disaster. Because imagine so much of our population below the age of 35. And if you're not giving them adequate livelihoods, if you're not giving them the agency to say, I want to live a better life, we are doing a disservice to our young people. So very much, already we are seeing the economic divide is widening day by day. That's why I said GDP per capita is going to be an extremely important metric. And we have to move that up from where it is today, $2,800 per person, to at least 5,000, 7,500.
8 to 9,000 is what the
because
minimum
even China is at 10,000.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But to do that, it needs a whole concerted effort amongst political masters, large corporations, academic institutions. Then I think we can build the India of our dreams. But I'm hopeful. I'm an optimist.
What would be your best advice to youngsters, who want to do something, what they should do?
I think they should get off their phones and not just spend their entire lives on Instagram and whatnot, and actually start observing things, participating in discussions, really learning to communicate better and learn better. And that's the only way you're going to grow as an individual and a professional.
Yeah, on that note, thank you very much for a wonderful interaction.
My pleasure always to talk to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you.